We're going to be looking today at a periodical publication that was published in Strasbourg starting in 1934 and continued until 1939 before being suspended by the outbreak of World War II after the appearance of the September 1939 issue. It's called Neues Europa, and it was edited by a character called Louis Emrich, who was based at Strasbourg and also from 1938 produced a French language edition called Le Monde de Demain, which was also suspended by the war. Both the French and German editions were restarted just after the war, and although the French one didn't last much longer, the German one apparently was still going into the 1960s because we've seen evidence of an issue from the nominal 30th year in the 1960s, around 1964 to 5. What we have here is a collection of all the issues from 1938 and the issues from January to September 1939 of the German language original edition. And what's interesting about this journal is that apart from the fact that some of the early issues appeared during a very volatile time in terms of European geopolitics, is the fact that it makes predictions partly using astrology, and there's also quite a lot of advertising material and feature articles on other divinatory arts within its pages. So here we're looking at the title page of the January 1938 edition. Now I'm just going to open up this display folder because we've got lots more to see inside. So this is the February 1938 edition. You can see a big picture of a craft of some kind, whether it's an airplane or a ship, I'm not entirely sure, that looking more closely. And we'll move to the March 1938 edition. Again, it's got some quite nice illustrations on the cover. And that's April 1938. May 1938, The World in the Next Decade is the heading there, translated into English. June 1938, nice picture of a helicopter there. July 1938, some kind of prophecy-related heading there. Another aircraft. August 1938. September 1938. October 1938 with a big heading about Michael Nostradamus, as it's referred to here, Michel de Nostradame, of course, in French. And that's November 1938, Sensational Prophecies about the World War of the Future, I think it says. And we've got December 1938, 100 prophecies about the year 1939. January 1939, something about the turbulence of the year that's expected there on the heading. February 1939, some sort of coming struggle between autocracy and democracy. March 1939, the demonic powers and prognostication, or something similar to that. My German isn't all that great. And this is, let's just check, yes, this is April 1939's edition. the outlook for Adolf Hitler. May 1939, another article about Hitler there. June 1939. July 1939, and again Hitler features prominently. He was making all the headlines at that time. August 1939, Berlin and Rome, something about black magic there. And finally the September 1939 issue, which was right before war broke out. So that's just a taste of Neues Europa. Each issue has only about 8 or 12 pages, about 12 I think, but they're very large, as you can see, because it was a newspaper format publication, and I think historically it's a pretty interesting thing. And there don't seem to be any copies of the early issues recorded, at least not correctly filed, in German library catalogues. There are some of the early issues from 1934 to 9, just a handful, in the Bibliothèque Nationale de France, but that's the only credible and reliable record with more than one copy that I could find. For some reason there appears to have been another publication, also called Neues Europa, which was a non-astrological publication of some kind, and one record I found on WorldCat shows that one starting in 1934 as well, but the subtitle is clearly different. I don't think it can possibly be the same thing, but it's just possible that somebody has accidentally merged two records when cataloguing for the Deutsches Nationalbibliothek, in which case it could be that it does have some of the early issues after all, but they've been misfiled under the same title as a completely unrelated later post-war publication. I reserve judgment on that, but that's all I know for now. So I hope that was of some interest.